The moment Ms. Nell and Ms. Wanda collided on Love and Marriage Huntsville, viewers knew they were witnessing more than just another heated exchange. This wasn't casual shade or petty disagreement. This was a generational clash, a clash of pride, protection, respect, and long-standing emotional boundaries being crossed in real time. What unfolded was raw, uncomfortable, and deeply revealing, not just about these two women, but about family dynamics, loyalty, and how quickly conversations can spiral when emotions override restraint. From the very beginning, tension lingered in the air. What started as a discussion about the men arguing quickly veered into something far more personal. The shift was subtle at first, voices rising slightly, body language stiffening, but the undertone was unmistakable. When Ms. Wanda made a statement involving another woman's husband, it wasn't just gossip. It was a boundary crossed. And in the world of love, marriage, Huntsville, boundaries are everything. Ms. Nell's reaction was immediate and visceral. "His ass need to be checked," she said, her tone sharp and unfiltered. That statement alone set the stage for what was to come. It wasn't just about the husband in question. It was about accountability, respect, and who has the right to speak on whose household. Ms. Wanda, however, seemed unbothered, even dismissive. In her mind, the commentary was justified. She brushed it off as acceptable, even necessary, insisting that it was okay for her. But this is where the situation took a deeper turn. Ms. Nell wasn't just reacting to the comment. She was reacting to what it represented. To her, Ms. Wanda wasn't simply expressing an opinion. She was inserting herself into someone else's marriage, and then doubling down when challenged. And when Ms. Wanda responded with, "Trust me, your damn daughter checked him," the room shifted. The air got heavier. That wasn't just a comment. It was a provocation. At that moment, the conversation stopped being about the men entirely. It became about children, respect, and the sacred line that many parents refuse to let others cross. Ms. Nell's response, "Why can't it be my damn daughter? Why you got to be my daughter?" wasn't confusion. It was frustration. It was the sound of someone feeling disrespected, dismissed, and publicly challenged. This wasn't just disagreement anymore. This was personal. Anger poured out of Ms. Nell, unfiltered and unapologetic. "God damn it, 'cause I'm angry," she declared. And there it was, the emotional core of the conflict laid bare. This wasn't performative anger for the cameras. This was genuine rage, born from feeling that her family had been dragged into something unnecessarily. Ms. Wanda, on the other hand, showed little interest in de-escalation. "I don't give a goddamn," she repeated, not once but multiple times, reinforcing her stance and making it clear she was not backing down. This moment is crucial because it highlights the fundamental difference between these two women. Ms. Nell operates from a place of protection and pride. Ms. Wanda operates from a place of dominance and bluntness. Neither is inherently wrong, but when those two energies collide, sparks are inevitable. The original topic, men arguing, was completely forgotten. As one observer noted, "We was talking about the guys arguing, and now it's y'all." That observation speaks volumes. What was meant to be commentary quickly transformed into confrontation. And perhaps the most telling part of the exchange was the realization that inviting Ms. Wanda into the conversation may have been a miscalculation. "I think at this moment she should probably bit off more than she should with inviting Ms. Wanda into the conversation," one cast member reflected. Initially, it seemed like a good idea, but now the regret was palpable. You could see it on Ms. Nell's face. There was a moment where she appeared to want to pull back, to rein things in. Her body language suggested a desire to regain control of the situation. It was almost as if she was thinking, "Wait a minute, this is going too far." That's when the internal conflict became visible. She wanted to finish the conversation, to restore order. But Ms. Wanda's energy made that nearly impossible. "Mom, let's just finish the conversation. Just be quiet. Just be quiet." That plea, whether spoken or implied, underscores the complexity of involving family members, especially outspoken ones, in sensitive discussions. Ms. Wanda is known for her unapologetic mouth and refusal to sugarcoat anything. That's part of what makes her compelling television. But it's also what makes situations like this explode. The line that truly sealed the conflict came next. Not going to call now one of your children no damn this and no damn that. That wasn't just anger. It was a line in the sand. Ms. Nell was making it clear that her children were off limits. Whatever grievances existed between the adults, they did not extend to the next generation. And yet Ms. Wanda seemed unfazed, responding with the implication that anger doesn't excuse certain behavior. This exchange resonated deeply with viewers because it mirrors real-life family conflicts. How many times have conversations escalated because someone felt their child was being disrespected? How often do people say things in the heat of the moment that can't be taken back? Marriage, Huntsville, thrives on these authentic, messy moments because they reflect real emotional stakes. What makes this clash particularly compelling is the history behind both women. Ms. Wanda has long been a polarizing figure on the show. She's known for speaking her mind, often without regard for how her words might land. To her supporters, she's honest and fearless. To her critics, she's invasive and disrespectful. Ms. Nell, meanwhile, carries herself with a quieter strength, but when pushed, she doesn't shy away from confrontation. This wasn't just two women arguing, it was two philosophies colliding. One believes in saying whatever needs to be said, consequences be damned. The other believes in respect, especially when it comes to family. Neither was willing to yield, and that's what made the moment so explosive. As the argument unfolded, it became clear that de-escalation was no longer an option. The repeated use of profanity, the raised voices, and the refusal to back down all pointed to a conversation that had gone beyond repair. At that point, the damage was done. Words had been said, lines had been crossed, and relationships were undoubtedly altered. The aftermath of this confrontation lingered long after the scene ended. Viewers took to social media, debating who was right and who was wrong. Some applauded Ms. Nell for standing up for her family. Others defended Ms. Wanda's right to speak her truth. The divide was sharp, and that's exactly why this moment stands out in the series. In reality television, not all arguments are created equal. Some are manufactured, some are exaggerated, but this one felt real. It felt like two women reacting instinctively, without filters, without scripts, and that authenticity is what makes it unforgettable. At its core, this clash was about respect. Respect for marriages, respect for children, and respect for boundaries. When those elements are threatened, emotions run high. Ms. Nell's anger wasn't just about a comment. It was about feeling that her family had been dragged into drama they didn't ask for. Ms. Wanda's defiance wasn't just stubbornness. It was her refusal to be silenced or controlled. In the end, there was no clear winner. There rarely is in conflicts like these. What remains is a powerful reminder of how quickly conversations can spiral when pride and emotion take the wheel. Love and Marriage Huntsville captured that moment in all its raw intensity, giving viewers an unfiltered look at what happens when respect breaks down. Ms. Nell versus Ms. Wanda wasn't just a fight. It was a moment of truth. And whether you side with one or the other, there's no denying its impact. It exposed vulnerabilities, hardened stances, and left a lasting impression on everyone involved. In the world of reality television, moments like this are rare. And that's why this one will be talked about for a long time to come.